Hey, what's up everybody? It's emeraldmonet and welcome back to another episode of A Laughing But Very Serious. On today's episode, we'll be discussing Twilight. Yes, you heard me correctly, Twilight. Yes, I know the books and the movies came out over 10 years ago, but it is still relevant because the author of the Twilight books, Stephanie Meyer, recently came out with a new book called Midnight Sun. Now, this book is told from the perspective of Edward Cullen, the love interest of Bella Swan from Twilight, and this is essentially the first book told from his point of view. Now, as y'all can see, this is a pretty thick book. It's almost 700 pages, and it is very in-depth. So the book is giving us an inside look at Edward's thoughts, his past, and so on and so forth. And let me just tell you now,
this motherfucker crazy.
Y'all, Twilight is problematic. When I was a teenage girl, I didn't see anything wrong with this, but y'all, Edward is real life crazy. From Bella's point of view, you know, Edward seems like the knight in shining armor, the hero here to save the day, the love of the life and all of that. And it's just like, she can't believe that this mystical, beautiful creature is in love with her. But y'all, this boy Edward is Joe before Joe was Joe, okay? It's really strange to me how these authors romanticize stalking. Honestly, from the narrative that Stephanie Meyer is writing about in this book, it doesn't even seem like Edward's in love with her. It seems more like he's infatuated with her and intrigued by her because he can't read her thoughts. And I feel like he has some obsessive compulsive disorder because it really gets to him that he cannot read her mind. This man tried to justify in his mind being a stalker, saying stuff like,
humans are so feeble and frail and she needs my protection. What if a bear climbs in her window and attacks her? Or what if her heart just stops beating while she's asleep? Or what if she falls down the stairs going to get a drink of water?
And all I'm thinking is,
well, what's gonna happen if she wake up and see you standing in the corner of her bedroom?
y'all, this man went from being out in the bushes in the forest outside of her house watching her sleep to being like, oh, you know what, I need to get a little bit closer just to make sure she's still okay. We not about to sit up here and act like that's romantic, y'all. And the fact that she don't know he in there, he really just be in her room, listening to her breathe, inhaling her scent, torturing himself. Dude is a real life crazy. This man follow her everywhere she go. If she around other people whose voices he can hear and understand, he will listen to their thoughts so he can see Bella through their eyes. Like, y'all, this man is a psycho. You know, she's a quiet, overlooked girl. She goes to a new school and everyone's giving her all this attention, but she's just insanely plain, and he is like head over heels for her. And I feel like that's why we as people root for her and root for their love, when really she needs to be getting as far away from him as possible. I don't feel like teenage girls need to be reading stuff like this. It's giving them false hope. If somebody is stalking you, or if somebody is giving you real creeper vibes, don't take that as cute or they're trying hard or nothing like that. That motherfucker need help. I was so excited to get my hands on this book, and the more that I read, I was just kind of like, y'all really trying to explain dude being a stalker? Like, they trying to justify him being a creep. He trying to say she's a damsel in distress and he's some guardian vampire there to save her, when really she needs to be saved from him, which he also does know. But then at the same time, in his mind, he still tries to justify being a total creep. So technically, this is the third time this story has been told. First, the original Twilight book. Second, in the original Twilight movie, and now in Midnight Sun. But to get an inside look into Edward's mind is very disturbing. I got shirts with Edward Cullen on them, y'all. I would have worn my Edward Cullen shirt today, but I just feel kind of weird now being Team Edward, knowing how crazy he is. He's a real life psycho. Part of me feels like I wish Stephanie Meyer would have just kept this book, because I really don't want to think of Edward as a creep, but he is, y'all, and he's over 100 years old. Yes, technically he's stuck in a 17-year-old's body, but this is a grown man stalking a 17-year-old girl. Like, It's just weird. I don't know if she's still making these books for teenagers because the audience who was reading her books are now grown. We live in a world full of jokes. I guess people romanticize this type of stuff, but y'all, it's beyond me. I feel like vampires are supposed to be scary for a number of different reasons, but I don't feel like they should be scary because they're stalking you because they're in love with you. He be saying stuff like,
oh, if I had blood in my body, I know it would be coursing through my veins, and I know that this is pumping my cold heart.
It's like, no, bro, you just horny and a stalker. Creep. Somebody needs to help my man's Edward because he has a real issue. All he does is sit up and think about Bella and think about her being hurt and thinking about saving her and keeping her safe, and it's just really creepy, y'all. I can't believe as a teenage girl that I was looking at this like,
Oh my gosh. I love them.
I'm team Jacob now. If this is how it's gotta be, I know Jacob isn't a stalker, at least. I mean, he probably got his own issues. If she were to write a story from his point of view, I'd probably be looking at him like he crazy too. But y'all, Edward's a stalker. He's a stalker. He really is. Stop romanticizing stalkers. Please and thank you. I'm not trying to look up and see my man standing in the corner of my room watching me sleep. It's like, boy. I mean, I guess I want a man to care about me as much as Edward care about Bella, but at what cost? Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Laughing But Very Serious. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.